guys, I'm Matt, and you'll see here that this is Joe, and we are working on Noob number 2, going to Flight Fest. We've already got number 1 completed. This is the second one. This would be, I guess, ideally it'd be for Joe. We're going to do the maiden flight here coming up. These are some of the build videos, spar, how to set the connector plates to connect the fuse to the wings. Joe's logo. And the design we chose, Joe's using blue with orange highlights. I've got orange with blue highlights. And honestly, it looks really good. I'm excited. We're bringing it out to the field. And then we're going to watch a video here of us launching it. Just watch, and then we'll follow it up with some FPV footage.
No.
See you in a minute.
All right. Woo! Haha! Hot stuff. Well, she's doing really good, all things considered. She looks great in the air. She flies kind of like I hope. Definitely need to put those tail tabs.
Mm-hmm.
That's not the most steadiest roll. All right. Low-key loop. Come down. Just wants to fly. This is 50% throttle right here. That's probably at about 30% at last pass. Very good. Yeah, this is easy to spot, easy to orient.
It probably helps there's no wind today.
Yeah. That doesn't hurt. Any heavier than this thing would definitely need to have a cart to take off.
Right. Oh, Jesus.
Okay, we're just looking here. It's the very beginning. We've got the plane finally set up, and it's time to figure out how the heck we're going to launch it. We made an initial attempt that didn't quite make it into the air. It's a good thing because we didn't get to press record on the FPV. So once we took it back, took stock of what happened, which was essentially nothing, we hit record on the FPV and brought it over to the flight line. I held it above my head, and my girlfriend turned the throttle up so that when I launched it, it would keep in the air. Brought it to about 50% throttle, maybe 75%, and I gave it a good throw, and off we go. That gave me enough time to get onto the sticks and start flying. And so, as I do with most of my flights, I just kind of flew it around to see that it was responding like it's supposed to, that the trims are set right, that if I put hands off, it generally goes straight and level. This is the one spot in my flying field where the FPV always goes fuzzy. Not sure what it is that interferes out there, but it doesn't matter what you got. But otherwise, it's flying really well. And I'm almost immediately very comfortable with this bird. It's flying exactly like the first one does. And so I'm kind of getting a sense as to how it climbs out and how it's responding to the controls, which is exactly like I hoped. So I'm getting some pretty low passes here. It's doing great. I want to see how she climbs out. And there's kind of a stall to a hammerhead here. Comes back down. What you should do is look at the bottom of the screen. Yeah, I got real close, a little bit closer than I wanted. You can see it comes around. Look at the very bottom and note how the wings are moving, if at all. They're seated against the fuselage, and that's keeping them tight. There are straps of tape that are keeping the two wing halves together, and that is set on a spar that's attached to those wooden plywood pieces that you saw in some of the early photos. So at this point, I'm pretty comfortable. Things are doing pretty good. I'm going to give it a couple acrobatic maneuvers here just to see how it responds. There's a roll. Went pretty well. The wings didn't move very much. And we're doing a loop, which wasn't a perfect loop, but it went pretty well. This plane is extremely responsive on elevator. It's doing pretty good. Again, I'm feeling very comfortable with this plane. Looking at the way this FPV system has been working, this is one I think I'm going to slap on every plane and start flying around FPV more often. I'm very confident with how this is going, which is wonderful. I'm been waiting for a long time to feel this comfortable with the system here. All right, so come really close. Look at this, mowing the grass here. Having a lot of fun, feeling very comfortable. Now, I don't know what I did here, but again, I'm not seeing any of there's not a whole lot of wing movement. You know, you're going to have some flexing. I'm not doing any crazy maneuvers, but I'm not playing it gentle either because, I want to stress the system out. I didn't detect any sloppiness or any unusual behaviors. So there you go. Looking at some slow motion version of this, you see that the wing lifts up. Here's the mark. And it creates an unstable roll to its doom. There it is. Okay. So we're going to look at some crash photos here. And you can see that it cartwheeled in the end of the first video. And that's the damage. It's pretty bad. All right, thanks for watching. We really appreciate you guys tuning in to watch this and be part of this. If you're at Flight Fest, we hope you have a great time flying with us in the Noob Wonder Jumble. And we'll see you in the next podcast. Talk to you later. Matt out.